Even though animals are great at surviving, sometimes they can get into situations that they just can't get out of without an extra helping hand. From a puppy drowning in glue and an abandoned donkey to a fox cub that was really excited to get in a car, here are 10 animals that got stuck in strange situations and needed to be rescued. Everyone knows kids can be mean, but no one expected this. These kids decided it would be a brilliant idea to pour a bunch of glue all over a little puppy. After putting all that glue on the puppy, the kids just left it to die on its own. What made things worse is that they used industrial-strength glue, which literally attached itself to the puppy's skin. No matter what the puppy did, the glue just wouldn't come out. The rescuers shaved the puppy in order to get rid of the glue. After he was fully shaved, the puppy's skin was extremely red and irritated. Fortunately, after he realized that the rescuers were trustworthy, he started getting better little by little. Pascal has now been adopted by a family that truly loves him and has a full coat after his recovery. A lot of people don't know this, but donkeys have the biggest hearts. They love their owners very much and are pretty much like giant dogs. Yet sometimes their love isn't really reciprocated. This next story is about a donkey who was found stranded on a super busy highway with blood gushing from his shoulder. The poor guy couldn't even escape the highway because there were cars coming left, right, and center. Thankfully, somebody saw the donkey and decided to call the animal shelter, who rushed over. When they arrived, they immediately started treating all of his wounds. They continued to dress the wound on his shoulder for the next 54 days until he was finally healed. After his recovery, he became a completely different donkey that was actually happy and even played around with all of the other donkeys around him. Next up, porcupines have spines, but they sure act like they don't. After all of the spines on this porcupine got dug into the snow, he got stuck upside down. That was until this nice lady noticed the poor guy was stuck for God knows how long and decided to help it out. Since she couldn't just pick the porcupine up, she had to go back and get a broom. After getting the broom, she helped the porcupine flip right side up. The porcupine looked like it was fine and started going his own way, until he fell right on his back again. She realized the porcupine wasn't actually able to climb over the snow, and he kept falling over and over again. So she cleared a little path for him, which finally allowed the porcupine to get to the woods without falling over again. In this story, Brandon Bingham and his family decided to rent out a huge cabin during their Thanksgiving vacation. Overnight, it snowed over a foot, and the whole family decided to play in the fresh snow. For a while, it was all fun and games, until Brendan's son stumbled upon a dead kitten buried deep in the snow. But when they inspected the kitten, they realized that it was actually still alive. So Brandon's brother took it near the fireplace and started performing CPR on the kitten. But midway through CPR, Brandon and his family didn't think the kitten was ever going to come back. There was no response or anything, but he didn't give up. After more than an hour of giving CPR, the kitten finally woke up. They even wrapped it around in a towel to keep it warm. Brandon and his family ended up finding him a good home, and the little kitten now lives happily. We're all taught not to litter from a very young age, but some people just don't listen no matter what. In this sad story, this snake ended up getting stuck inside of a beer can after it was trying to look for some food. When snakes freshly come out of hibernation, they look for food everywhere, and that's clearly what this poor guy was trying to do. Fortunately for this snake, a man and a woman saw it struggling to come out and decided to help it out. The man took a pair of pliers and started cutting around the can. The whole process was pretty difficult, since the snake kept trying to bite the guy and attack the can as well. But once he managed to hold its face and get it under his control, they were able to cut the snake out of the can. The snake ended up making a full recovery and was released back into the water. This story shows how when we're hurt, our mothers try everything they can to help us out. That's exactly what this dog was trying to do when she realized her puppy was badly injured. When rescuers made their way to the mother and baby, she started crying out for their help. The puppy had multiple deep wounds all over its body, so the rescuers decided to take it to the vet. However, they couldn't take the mother along, since she had 4 other puppies to look after. The injuries on the puppy were so bad that he wasn't able to walk for many days, but he was able to make a recovery. and after that, the puppy was reunited with its mother and siblings. Next up, we see that hunters usually hunt animals, not set them free, but this hunter challenged norms by helping two bucks that got stuck together instead of shooting them. When bucks fight each other, sometimes their antlers can get entangled with the other, which causes them to get stuck. Most of the time when this happens, the bucks end up dying from starvation, or hunters just kill them. When the man saw the two bucks stuck together, he said he had the urge to just shoot them, but he decided to do the ethical thing instead. He also said that shooting a buck like that would be like shooting fish in a barrel. So he took a power tool and cut some of the antlers off, which allowed them to be set free. In this story, Dory the horse was being taken care of by an elderly couple who didn't really know how to take care of a horse. Despite that, they gave her fresh water and food every day and also got her new shoes every few months. However, at one point Dory got kicked in the face by another horse, which left her with a broken jaw and a burst eye. Dory's owners didn't get her the treatment she needed because they were too proud to ask for help. She stayed in the stable for over 4 years of her life and only came out to get her shoes done. Her jaw got so bad that she couldn't even eat anymore. So when the rescuers first saw her, she was basically skin and bones. The rescuers got her surgery for her jaw and the treatment she needed for the rest of her wounds. This kangaroo fell into a canal with no way to escape, so some pedestrians called the Australian Zoo Rescue Unit in order to help the kangaroo escape. But since the water levels were rising, the rescue team knew they had to work fast, or else the barnacles on the rocks could injure the kangaroo's feet. They managed to get the kangaroo out of the water using a kayak that they had brought. The team realized that its foot had gotten injured and treated it. They then lifted him to a drier area where he was then sent into the forest. In this sad story, rescuers were called in to save this fox cub that got stuck in a fence. But when they actually arrived, they realized its head actually got stuck inside of a tire. No matter how hard the fox cub tried to get out, nothing seemed to be working for him. Even though everyone thought they would have to cut the tire open, the rescuers managed to get its head out by wrapping it in paper and sliding it out. After that, they gave him some medications and food to help him get back on track, then released him back into the wild. Alright, which of these animal rescue stories did you find the most heartwarming? Do make sure to let us know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to Trend Joint, and hit that bell icon for more. See ya!